Okay. All right. Welcome, everybody. It is Friday, and this is time for Strength and Balance on Zoom with me, Hannah. Welcome. Happy to have you here. The camera angle might seem a little different this morning, so I'm having some technical difficulties, but anyway, my tripod broke, so I have the phone balanced on something else, but I think it will be fine. You'll need a set of dumbbells. This is a 3-pound set. You could use a 2, a 3, or a 5. All of those would work fine. You'll need some water, and you'll need the space to move around, and then that is it. We're going to start with a warm-up, and then we'll get right to it. It'll be about 35 minutes. 35, yeah, about 35, 40 minutes here. So let's stand up. A little far away. There we go. We're going to stand up nice and tall, and we're going to march on the spot. I think you should be able to see me well enough. It's not perfect, it's not as good as usual, but I think will work. So we're standing up nice and tall and marching on the spot. We're going to take our shoulders up towards our ears and slowly relax them down. Good. And the shoulders up and down, and again, lift them up and down. Great. Let's roll our shoulders one at a time. Nice big circles backwards to begin with. Good, and then let's roll those shoulders forward, so circling. And again, once more, each side. Let's bring those arms out to the side, and we'll make some little circles here. And back in the other direction. Good, let's bring those hands in and out, in and out. And again, bring those hands in and out. One more time, in and out. Let's take one hand to the ceiling and the other, and then slowly circle those arms down. Good. One hand, the other, nice circle down. And again, one and the other, big circle. And last one, lift up one hand and the other, circle down. Nice and slowly. Good. Let's take one foot here, and we're going to tap our toes on the floor. We'll pick up our hands. Let's wiggle our fingers and then tap those fingers to your thumb. Good. Little finger taps. Let's switch that up with those fingers, so we're tapping our index finger and our ring finger, so like every other finger. And then the other two, so middle and little finger. Good, let's switch to the other side. Tap your toes here, and this time we'll circle our wrists. Good, back in the other direction. Very good. Let's stand with our feet hip width apart. We're going to circle our hips nice and slowly. Big circles. Good, I'm back in that other direction. Good, let's take one foot and we're going to tap our toe and then our heel. Toe and heel. And let's march our arms too. So marching one arm and the other. Toe and heel, and toe, heel, toe, heel, toe, heel, toe, and heel. And again, toe and heel. And let's switch to the other side. Toe, heel, toe, heel, toe, heel, toe, heel, once again, heel, toe, and heel. Good. Have a hand on your chair or your support furniture, and we're going to swing one leg forwards and backwards here. Good. Nice and easy, standing up tall. Excellent. Now switch to the other side. Good. Nice and easy, swinging that leg. Good. All right, pause here. We're going to pick up our weights. I just need to see how many people are on the call. I note that down. And there are 5. So let's pick up our weights. We're going to do a squat, and it's going to be a combination of 2 movements here. So we'll squat, and then we will do an overhead press. So we have a weight in each hand to start with. Our feet are hip width apart here. We're standing up nice and tall. We're going to slowly lower down into that squat. We'll stand up, and then let's take those hands up, press up above your head, slowly on the way back down. So lots of parts of this movement. Squat down, up, hands up, above head. Good, and down again. We'll squat down, stand up, pick up those hands, press above your head. Good. Down, up, pick up those hands. Good. Slowly on the way down. Squat down, stand up, take those hands overhead. Good. Squat down, up, push those weights up overhead. We'll do one more. Down and up. Pick up those weights, push up overhead. Perfect. And lower those down. Let's pop one weight down, and we'll just hold one here, kind of at a chest level. And we're going to do some heel raises. If you need to have a hand on, I always use the wall here. You can use a chair, table, a counter, kitchen counter, back of the sofa, something to support you, something to help you with your balance. So I'll just use this wall if I need to. Otherwise, I'm going to hold both hands on the weight, push myself up onto tiptoes, slowly lower those heels down. Good. So we're standing nice and tall, looking up and ahead. Good. Good. Shoulders are relaxed. Up onto those tiptoes. And again, one more. Good. Lower down. Let's pick up that second weight now. We're going to do a bent over row, and we're going to work one arm at a time. Oh, so actually, yeah, we just need to hold one weight. I'm going to start with my left hand. I'm going to step my right foot forward and bend that right knee a little bit. So I'm leaning forward. I'm using my right hand to steady myself on that right leg. So I'm supporting myself. My left hand is holding the weight, and that's the one that's going to row back. So one hand has the weight, the other hand supports yourself on the same side leg. I hope that makes sense. If you don't like to use your hand like this, you could always have a hand against the wall if you don't like to lean on that leg. Something to support you as you lean forward. Either way is fine. So let's row that arm back. So bring that elbow right back past your body. And nice and slow as you go down. Good, let's do 2 more. That's 1. And 2. And let's switch sides. So my left foot's forward, my left hand is supporting my weight on that left leg. Right arm has the weight, and it's going to row back. So pulling that elbow right back past your body. Good, nice and slowly on the way down. Great, and let's stand up nice and tall. We'll pick up both weights here. And we're going to hold them at our sides. One arm at a time is going to lift up and slowly lower down. Lifting as high as you can, trying to lower down really nice and slowly. Good, standing up tall. And we'll do one more on each side here. 1 and 2. Great. Pop the weights down for a moment. I just want to take a drink. We'll pick up one weight. Let's stand with our feet hip width apart here. Standing comfortably, we're holding that weight at our chest, and we're going to bring that weight behind us and back to front. So passing that weight from back to front. Good, let's move in the other direction. So keeping that upper body nice and still. And your core muscles are working to keep you stable. Good, back to center. And let's pop that weight down. I'm going to take one arm up to the ceiling. My left arm and my right arm is at my side. That right arm is going to reach towards the floor, and this left hand here is going to stay straight up to the ceiling. You can imagine you're holding like a coffee, or a cold drink might be worse. So you don't want to spill it. You want to keep that hand straight up in the air. Good. This side bend movement is not a big movement. We're just lowering that hand. And one more. Good, relax that arm. Switch to the other side. So right arm is to the ceiling, left hand, we're going to reach towards the floor. Once more. Good, and then slowly lower that arm down. Great, I'm going to take a quick drink again. You can if you want to, and then we're going to repeat all of those. So we're going to squat and do that overhead press. So we'll grab those weights, one weight in each hand. Feet facing forward, standing up nice and tall, going to squat down, stand up, push those weights up overhead. So shoulders are nice and relaxed. We're ready to bend those knees, lower to the ground, up. Push those weights up overhead and lower down. Good. Sinking down to that squat, up and up. Nice and slow on the way down. Up above your head. Good. Good. Moving slowly. Keep breathing. Make sure we're standing all the way up before we start moving those arms. That'll make it a little easier. Good, one more. Excellent. Lower those hands down. Let's pop a weight down. Good, that's hard work. So well done. That's working. You're really working your whole body. Obviously your thighs and those glute muscles for the squat. Squats are also really good for that lower leg, ankle, and foot strength. Your core is keeping you stable. You're using your shoulders and your biceps as you bring that weight up and down overhead. So really, we worked the whole thing. So if you feel like, oh, yeah, I did it, I really worked there, you did. You worked all of your muscles, just about. So well done. Pat on the back. So now let's take that one weight and we're going to focus on just our calf muscles. So these muscles at the back of the leg, which we're isolating some smaller muscles, but actually your calf muscles do almost more than anything relative to their size. They're not the biggest muscles, but they do a lot for walking and things like that. So let's stand up nice and tall. Hold that weight here at your chest. We're going to push ourselves up onto our tiptoes and then slowly lower down. And that slow lowering is really important. Also not holding your breath. I feel a little out of breath here. Oops. Good, up onto the tiptoes. Nice and slow on the way down. And the last one. Wonderful. So we'll keep hold of just the one weight now. We're going to do that bent over row. So if you remember the position that we had to get into, we're going to take our right leg forward, left leg is back, bend that right knee a little bit, and then have your right hand holding your weight here. That left arm is down. We're rowing that arm back. Once more. And slowly down. And let's switch the feet up. And that front knee back, heel on the ground. We're leaning forward a little bit. Row that arm back. Good. And one more. And slowly lower that weight down. Stand up nice and slowly. Excellent. And let's pick up that second weight. So we'll take a moment to kind of position ourselves, feet facing forward, feet about hip width apart, standing up tall and being relaxed here. I'm going to raise one arm and then the other out to the side. Good, nice and slowly. Good. And let's do both at the same time for 2. 1 and 2. Excellent. Pop one weight down. Let's stand with our feet about hip width apart again. We're holding that weight here at our chest. We're going to pass it to the back and to the front. Good, nice and slowly. Standing up tall. Deep breaths. Let's go back in the other direction, so passing that weight behind you and back to the front. Keeping that upper body nice and still. And again. Good. Let's pop the weight down. We'll take one arm to the ceiling. My left arm right up to the ceiling, my right arm's at my side. I'm going to bend to the side, lower this right arm. So it's just a small movement. If you watch me, I'm really not going very far. I'm thinking about bringing that right hand towards my knee, but that definitely doesn't mean that I'm aiming to touch my knee. I'm just reaching in that direction. Let's switch to the other side. Bring that arm down and the other way. And once more. Good. And relax that arm nice and slowly. Great. A quick drink here before we move on to work on our balance. And then a word about balance. We want to be close to something that's going to support us. A heavy chair. I always use the wall. My wall has this handy little rail here that's just made for balancing. So I use this wall. You could use the kitchen table, again, a kitchen chair, the counter, the back of the sofa, the kitchen island, any sturdy surface that you can grab hold of to help support you in your balance. Balance is not the same every day. Some days it's very easy. Some days it's extremely difficult, and all of those things are normal. We're making improvements all the time, even if some days feel not so wonderful. So don't be discouraged if today is a bad or a more challenging, is a better way to put it, a more challenging balance day. So let's start off standing with our feet one right in front of the other if we can. I'm just standing sideways so that you can see me. Hopefully I'm not too far away from the camera there. So I have my feet one in front of the other. And I find this position actually really challenging to stand in. And the things I do to help, I make sure that my weight is even in both feet. So I'm not basically standing on one leg. I'm pressing into the ground through both feet. And if that's still tricky, I take my front foot out to the side a little bit and give myself more stability there. So let's stand up nice and tall and find where you can balance. We'll bring one arm up to the ceiling. Let's bring up the other hand. We'll take those arms out to the side. We'll reach one forward, one backwards. And the other way, one forwards, one backwards. Good, arms back to center. And let's relax them down. We're going to switch our feet around now, so the other one is forwards. Whoop. Weight even in our feet. I have to take my front foot away from that inline position. I just can't hold it here. Then that's okay. Sometimes one side is more difficult than the other, and that's normal too. So find where you can hold your balance, whatever that looks like, and we'll take one arm to the ceiling. And then the other. Arms come down to the sides and forwards. Still those palms up, down, up, down, up, and down. Turn the right one up, the left one up, the right one down, the left one down. Left up, right up, left down, right down, and we'll relax. Very good. All right, let's have a hand on that piece of support furniture, because we're going to take one foot off the floor here. So I'm going to stand on my right leg, My right foot is relaxed into the floor. My knee is soft. And I'm gonna lift my left knee. Doesn't have to be high up, just a short distance off the floor, just enough so that I can stretch that leg out and bend again. So standing up tall, we're extending. I'll just turn this way so you can see a little better. Stretching that leg out and in, out and in. Good. Let's do once more. Stretching out and in. Good. And let's switch to the other side. So the weight is on my left foot now. And I can raise that right knee. Again, doesn't have to be very high. We're going to stretch that leg out and in. Out. In. Good. Standing up tall. Let's do one more. Out and in. Woo. That was all I could do. Excellent. All right, we're going to play our little clock game where we pretend that we're standing in the center of a clock face. I'm sorry you can't see my feet particularly well today, so you might, I don't want to move too far away from the camera, so hopefully you can see my feet, but it might be that you're concentrating on your own feet and you don't need to see mine. So let's pretend we're in the center of the clock face and we'll tap 1 foot forward where 12 will be. And now, so 1 and 2, then 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and back to 12. Good, and we're going to tap our feet around a circle. So we'll start with 2, and then 9, and 4, then 11, now 6, and 12 with the other foot, and 6 with that same foot, and 12 with the other. 9, 1, 6, 3, 2, 10, 5, and 7. Excellent, and we can leave it there. Good, very good. We're going to stand on one leg a little bit here. So let's have, again, a hand on your support furniture. Take the weight onto our right leg and let's lift the left foot up and stand nice and tall. I want you to hold that leg behind you. Hang on, let me turn it so you can see. Hold that leg behind you and let's circle our ankle here. See if that act of doing the ankle circle makes it more difficult to balance because you're moving around, or does it make it easier because you're concentrating on the ankle circle and not on the standing on one leg? I sometimes actually find this easier to do because I'm focused on my ankle and not on that foot that's standing up, that's holding my weight. Move that ankle in both directions. Good, and then relax that foot to the ground. And let's switch to the other side. So lift the one up, and we'll circle. Back in the other direction. Good, and relax that foot to the ground. Wonderful. We'll do one more for sure here. So if you think about our tightrope walk, where we take heel to toe steps forwards and backwards, we're going to slow this down a bit. Stand with his feet heel to toe as if you were in the middle of your tightrope walk. And then we're going to keep the left foot still and just move that right foot. So you move it forwards and backwards. Take one step in each direction, as if you were starting off in that tightrope walk, but we're just moving the one foot. So the left foot stays still, and that right foot moves forwards and backwards, standing tall, looking up and ahead. And let's switch to the other side. So now my left foot is the one that moves. Good, standing tall. And once more, each direction, forwards and backwards. Excellent. All right, friends, it is ready. It is ready. It is time. It is time that we get ready to stretch. Let's take one arm across our body and we'll hold here.
Doesn't mean that the public debate inside of Israel is over. We've already heard from each of.
Good, let's switch to the other side. I heard some talking then, but I couldn't quite decipher what was being said. I don't know if it was directed at me. So if that was you and you're trying to say something to me, please try again and speak up. Good, relax that arm. Let's take one hand to the ceiling. We're going to bend at the elbow, bring that hand behind your back and hold here. I guess it was not at me. Slowly relax down and the other side. Up and behind your back. Good, and relax that arm. Let's have a seat. And we're going to sit right back in our chair. Pull that one knee in towards your chest. And we'll circle this ankle here. Back in the other direction. Good, and the other side. Pull that knee in, and we'll circle that ankle. And in the other direction too. Great, and relax that foot. Excellent, we're gonna stand up, take those arms behind us, reach for the back of the room here, stretch your fingers right out, squeeze through your shoulders, squeeze those shoulders together. Take a deep breath in, and then exhale, wrap those arms around yourself. Give yourself a nice tight squeeze, pat on the back. Thank you, everybody, thanks for joining in. Sorry about the fuss at the beginning with the camera, hopefully it was okay and you could hear fine.
Have a good weekend.